Since yesterday, opinions have been flying around over the Rolls Royce when they buy Pastor David Oyedepo, Bishop David Oyedepo. Some people feel it's insensitive. Some people feel they scam the congregation, use their money to buy bears. Some people feel it's worth it. He has invested in the life of the people, so should get a gift. Uncle Patrick Doyle made a post that I saw on Facebook just now, and it doesn't really agree with the gesture of buying your pastor a Rolls Royce at this kind of time when Nigeria is going through so much hardship. He feels it's insensitive. He feels you are not being considerate to the people who are suffering, and he has his point. But let me take you through his post at the come. In these austere times, we all need to be sensitive how we mark landmark celebrations for ourselves or in honor of persons we hold in high esteem. We should even be sensible enough to tone down the public appearance of our affluence. Now is not the time to ride around our streets filled with hungry and despondent Nigerians in our luxury cars. I personally know of a friend of mine who has a Rolls Royce and many other luxury cars in his fleet. He now drives around in a Ford Escape, not as a show of false modesty, but as a gesture of sensitivity to the prevailing hardship in the land. Sadly, not many others in this socio-economic class are doing the same thing. The insensitivity of the elite may very well provide a spark for the long-anticipated revolution Nigeria needs for a reset. I am still in a wonder bubble how or why congregants of a denomination choose to celebrate the birthday of their founder by buying him a Rolls Royce at this time. In my naive opinion, I find it to be insensitive in the extreme. While I appreciate the importance of celebrating a man like their founder, a more sensitive gesture would have been to build a socially relevant facility or institute a scholarship scheme in his honor. The cost of the Rolls Royce could certainly have funded any of the things I just mentioned. We appear to be a people who get stuck on old formats and ways of doing things. When congregations used to buy cars for their pastors, it was at a time many of the pastors could not on their own muster the resources to buy one themselves. This is certainly not the case in this instance. The celebrator in this case already has a fleet of luxury autos and even aircraft. A more befitting birthday gift might have been the congregation and equipping of a vocational training center in his name or any other such thing. The public already has the impression that as the founder of two elite private universities, he is not sufficiently acquainted with the suffering of the masses. So, his gesture such as I have suggested might have helped to mitigate that impression. This is my humble opinion offered from the depth of my affection for the great man who I personally hold in the highest esteem. You see, Uncle Patrick Doyle is a very smart man, very intelligent. You can notice the way he constructed his message without any disrespect. He puts out his opinion, and every man is entitled to their opinion. And now I agree with one part and I don't agree with the other part because he raised two observations. He talks about those of you living in a poor area and displaying wealth. Then some of them get money and I got 30, 40, 50 million. But now they stay estate. When they stay a touch of ghetto, not be full-blown ghetto like that. But it's a touch of ghetto. Those kind of places people they park for road, they drive their small tiny light and their Corolla. You can go buy Mercedes-Benz GLE. He talked about those people. He first of all advised them that you are putting yourself in the eyes of people, and there's a revolution likely to come in Nigeria. Nigeria, they on a keg of gunpowder. If you do pull anytime, and when that revolution happen, and me and you will they drive good cars, especially for those kind of ghetto area, and me and you will be first targets because the masses are seeing us as the problem of this country. They look us as like who they benefit from the political mismanagement of the country. So now we the first face. Even those who want to use the opportunity to thief now, we the first target. So it's not only advisable to be spending those kind of money on luxury when you live in those kind of areas. That's one. Secondly, he said it's insensitive for the congregation members of Winners Chapel to buy their pastor that kind of vehicle in this time when Nigeria is going through a lot. He feel they could have used that money to help the poor, maybe build a foundation in his name, or build a help for people in his name, or build an institute in his name. Especially because Bishop David Oyedepo get to universities now where poor man picking up the fee go. So Nigerians already they see him like somebody who is insensitive to the plight of the people of the country. So he feels spending that kind of money on a gift for him does not make sense because the country is going through a lot. They should have invested that money to help the people. That is where I disagree with you, Uncle Patrick, and I'll explain why. I think the gift they gave to Bishop David Oyedepo is well balanced. Because after they bought him the Rolls Royce, according to the report, one of his sons donated 1 billion that they want to use to help the poor aside the Rolls Royce. That's the report. I don't know how true that is. Now, for the Rolls Royce they buy him, not being buy the car himself, and not be congregation money they take buy him. Now, 2 different pastors, according to the report I buy him from. The report said one is Pastor David Ibiome. I saw somewhere else that it be like saying Pastor Fato Ibo by the second one. So those pastors look and say this man has impacted in our life. You know that time when Pastor Fato Ibo they go through that wahala, Bishop David was there for him. You know, he had a major problem that time that he cancelled the full. He had a major event coming up. They cancelled the full event, and he said it was. I heard that it was Bishop David Oyedepo that told him, "No, cancel the event. Let's do it like this." So this man owe him a lot of gratitude, and they have the money to finance it, so they financed it for him. And many of us will get money to finance Prado for our papa. We cause it because Nigeria no good. We know about our papa Prado. Now we spoil the country. Now we the vote. If he was a politician, I would understand because we say that political money. This one is not political money, not their money, and that money so now their congregation give them. If you talk say they scam the congregation, Baba, we dey here. Many times we will tell this member say it is not right to be spending this kind of money on your pastors. They will tell us more mind our business, which means they deliberately give their pastors their money, the money, and that's fine, absolutely fine. And these pastors decided to buy their senior pastor a Rolls Royce, and they also somebody also donated 1 billion to help the poor. Well balanced, Baba. The poor will forever be in our midst. We spend some on ourselves, we spend some on the poor, we invest some. If you give me 200 million today, 200 million too far. If you give me 100 million today, I'm not going to say, because say some people poor man not buy Benz. To God will make me pay you 30 million buy Benz. First, I'll go invest on another 40 million. The other 30 million will remain. I go use 15 million help the poor. I'll call you 15 million take poor. I'm not going to say because say Nigeria bad, I don't go poor, Papa go buy Benz. How many life we get to live? Now one, if you get resources, spend on yourself. You got to do it today, when you buy go here, if you see from the spiritual world the way they spend their resources, it will pay you. You understand? So it's all right. They gave some to the poor. They gave some to their pastor. Everybody's happy. If the poor call the verse, they not carry everything. Did they? Now we say the poor they crazy because just now we are running election, the poor were selling their votes. Now the poor people said nobody cause the problem for this country. So maybe we watch those state elections just now. People said their votes come interview, to say we sold it. Then because of that person now, where country start to show and now because because of I know buy Benz. Now what for you? Uncle P, not be so now. So Uncle P, I agree with your first part, the second part, now I agree with. But thank you so much for bringing out your own opinion. At least we learn 1 or 2 from her.